Your soulmate who loves you deeply is staying away from you because, don't scroll, listen to this, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now more than you realize. Somewhere right now, there is a soul who loves you in a way that feels overwhelming even to them, and that love is the very reason they stepped back instead of stepping closer. This is not distance born from lack of feeling, it is distance born from too much feeling. Stay till the end, because what you're about to hear will explain the silence, the confusion, and the strange emotional pull you've been feeling lately. Your soulmate didn't walk away because you didn't matter, they walked away because you mattered so deeply that it shook the foundation of who they thought they were. When they encountered you, something ancient woke up inside them, something they had kept dormant for survival, and awakening like that doesn't come gently. Listen to this carefully, because loving you forced them to confront parts of themselves they were not prepared to face yet, old wounds, unhealed fears, patterns they thought they had outgrown. Being near you felt like standing in front of a mirror that showed not only love, but truth, and truth can be terrifying to someone who has been living in emotional protection mode. This message is for you because you may have mistaken their distance as rejection, wondering if you imagined the connection or cared too deeply, but the reality is they felt it just as strongly, if not stronger, and that intensity scared them. Don't scroll away now, because this is where divine timing begins to make sense. If you've been seeing angel numbers like 1111 when you think of them, 222 when you feel torn, or 444 when doubt creeps in, those are signs that this separation is not random, it is orchestrated. Angel numbers appear when souls are being guided through growth, not punishment. Your soulmate is staying away because loving you required vulnerability, and vulnerability demands courage they are still learning how to embody. Being close to you meant letting their guard down, and letting their guard down meant risking pain they hadn't healed from yet. Your heart needs this right now because you may have been blaming yourself, replaying conversations, wondering what you did wrong, when in reality you did nothing wrong except show up authentically. Authentic love has a way of exposing everything false around it. Stay with this message, because this distance is not the end of the story, it is the middle, the part where transformation happens quietly. Your soulmate is going through a spiritual awakening they didn't plan for. Awakening doesn't always look peaceful, sometimes it looks like withdrawal, confusion, emotional overload, and silence. They are staying away because being near you stirred emotions they had buried for years, and those emotions demanded healing before union could happen without repeating old cycles. Listen to this, because silence does not mean absence of love, it means the presence of inner work. Your soulmate is questioning their patterns late at night, wondering why your energy feels like home and why walking away didn't bring relief the way they thought it would. Nights are the hardest for them, because that's when distractions fade and the heart speaks honestly. This message is for you because you felt that honesty too, maybe as sudden heaviness, unexpected memories, or dreams that feel more real than usual. Soul connections communicate through energy before words. Don't scroll, because the universe is asking you to trust what you feel instead of what you see. Your soulmate is staying away because being with you would have required them to change, to grow, to heal, and growth cannot be rushed. Divine timing never rushes souls into alignment before they're ready to sustain it. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may feel like you're waiting without answers, but you are actually being protected from half-commitment and emotional confusion. Angelic guidance is working behind the scenes, aligning courage on their side and peace on yours. You may notice that you're slowly becoming calmer, less anxious, more grounded, even without clarity, and that's because you are integrating the lessons of this connection. Listen to this carefully, because your growth is just as important as theirs. As you learn to release attachment and trust your worth, the energetic pressure between you changes. Your soulmate feels that shift. They sense that you are no longer waiting in the same way, and that realization forces honesty within them. Stay till the end, because this is where the cliffhanger lives. Distance created for healing eventually creates space for truth. Your soulmate is staying away not because they don't love you, but because loving you requires them to become someone emotionally ready to meet you. This distance is preparation, not punishment. You are being taught that love does not need chasing, and they are being taught that love does not need running from. Trust this process. And if this message resonated with your soul, if you felt seen, comforted, or understood, stay connected and subscribe, because the universe is not done speaking to you yet, and what comes next will bring clarity to everything you've been feeling but couldn't explain. Before you question why the distance still exists or why the silence hasn't fully broken yet, pause and listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now. What's happening beneath the surface of this connection is far deeper than what words can explain, and your soulmate is still standing in the middle of an internal storm they never expected to face. They are staying away not because their love faded, but because it intensified, and intensity demands inner alignment before it can be lived out safely. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because understanding this phase will change the way you interpret everything that's happened so far. Your soulmate is now fully aware that loving you isn't casual, temporary, or replaceable. Loving you awakened something sacred, and sacred things require responsibility. That realization is heavy. It asks them to look honestly at their fears, their emotional habits, and the parts of themselves they built to survive past disappointments. Stay till the end, because this stage explains why the energy feels quieter but stronger at the same time. The chaos that once surrounded this connection has settled into awareness. Your soulmate is no longer confused about their feelings, they are conflicted about what those feelings require of them. They understand now that being close to you would mean showing up fully, consistently, and truthfully, and that level of presence demands healing they are still completing. This message is for you because you've likely felt the shift too. You may notice that your anxiety has softened into a calm knowing, even though answers haven't arrived yet. That's not you giving up, that's you aligning. Don't scroll away now, because divine timing is becoming active in a new way. If angel numbers have been showing up differently lately, appearing when you're calm instead of distressed, that's confirmation. Seeing 111 when you feel grounded means a new phase is forming. Seeing 222 when you're emotionally balanced signals harmony being restored. Seeing 444 when you feel protected is the universe reminding you that this pause has been guided all along. Your soulmate is experiencing their own awakening through discomfort. They are recognizing that distance did not bring peace the way they expected. Silence did not quiet their heart. In fact, staying away made their feelings clearer. Nights are still reflective for them, but now the questions are deeper. Instead of asking why this connection feels so intense, they are asking who they need to become to honor it. Listen to this carefully, because that question marks growth. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have wondered if you should have done more, said more, or waited less. You didn't fail. You simply arrived before they were ready to stand where you already were emotionally. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you continue choosing self-respect, peace, and trust over chasing clarity, the energetic dynamic between you keeps changing. There is less tension now, less pulling, less emotional strain. That absence of pressure creates space for truth to rise within them. Your soulmate feels that you are no longer holding the connection together alone, and that realization removes the safety of avoidance. When someone realizes they may truly lose access to your energy, honesty becomes unavoidable. Stay with this message, because divine timing doesn't force unions, it prepares hearts. While you've been learning how to stay open without self-abandonment, your soulmate has been learning accountability, courage, and emotional responsibility. These lessons are happening simultaneously, even if they look different on the surface. Angelic guidance is working quietly, rearranging inner dialogue, dissolving excuses, and softening fear behind the scenes. Don't scroll away now, because this distance is not empty space, it is sacred space. It exists to prevent premature action that would have repeated old wounds instead of healing them. Your soulmate is starting to understand that loving you doesn't mean losing freedom, it means choosing truth. That realization is sobering, but it's also liberating. This message is for you because you are being prepared to receive whatever comes next without losing yourself. You are no longer waiting from a place of lack, you are standing in self-worth. Listen to this, because love that is divinely guided will never ask you to shrink, chase, or beg. It meets you when both souls are capable of holding it with clarity. Stay till the end, because this is the cliffhanger the universe wants you to sit with. Distance created for healing eventually gives way to truth when resistance dissolves. Your soulmate is staying away not because they don't love you, but because they are learning how to love without fear. Trust this process. And if this message resonated, if you felt calm instead of anxious while listening, stay connected, because the universe is still working, and what comes next will bring understanding to everything you've been feeling but couldn't explain. Before you try to make sense of the silence or replay every moment again, slow down and listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now in a deeper way than before. Something important is happening inside your soulmate, something quiet but irreversible, and it explains why the distance hasn't closed yet even though the love is still there. They are staying away because they've reached a point where pretending is no longer possible. What they felt with you didn't fade, it crystallized into truth, and truth is heavy when someone hasn't yet learned how to carry it. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because this phase is not about confusion anymore, it's about confrontation. Your soulmate is being forced to confront themselves. The version of them that existed before you no longer fits, and the version they are becoming hasn't fully formed yet. That in-between space is uncomfortable, and that's where they are standing now. Stay till the end, because understanding this will help you stop questioning your worth and start trusting divine order. They are realizing that loving you wasn't something they could compartmentalize or delay forever. Your presence disrupted their emotional autopilot. You didn't just make them feel something, you made them aware. Awareness changes everything. Listen to this, because awareness demands responsibility. Being close to you would mean showing up honestly, consistently, and without hiding, and they are still learning how to do that without running back to old defense mechanisms. This message is for you because you may have felt the energy shift from intensity to stillness, and that stillness can feel confusing if you don't understand its purpose. Stillness doesn't mean nothing is happening, it means everything is reorganizing. If angel numbers have been showing up again, not urgently but gently, that's confirmation. Seeing 111 when you feel reflective signals alignment being prepared. Seeing 222 when you feel emotionally steady points to balance being restored. Seeing 555 when old emotions resurface reminds you that transformation is still in progress. Your soulmate is in the middle of that transformation. They are recognizing patterns they once defended, excuses they once believed, and fears they once justified. Nights have become moments of honesty for them, where they can no longer distract themselves from the truth that loving you requires growth, not avoidance. Don't scroll away now, because this is where many people misread divine timing. Divine timing does not rush souls into alignment before they are capable of sustaining it. Your soulmate is staying away because rushing back toward you before healing would only recreate the same wounds in a different form. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have wondered if waiting means losing momentum or value. It doesn't. It means the universe is protecting both of you from repeating cycles that would have caused deeper pain later. Listen to this carefully, because your growth during this pause matters just as much as theirs. You have been learning to stay grounded without answers, to trust your intuition without needing constant signs, and to hold love without letting it consume your peace. That growth has shifted the energetic balance between you. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you stopped reaching outward for clarity, clarity began forming inwardly on their side. Your soulmate feels that you are no longer pulling on the connection, and that absence of pressure has removed the last excuse to avoid truth. When pressure disappears, honesty becomes unavoidable. They are starting to accept that what they felt with you cannot be replaced or rationalized away. It wasn't about timing alone, it was about readiness. And readiness is something no one can fake. Stay with this message, because divine connections mature in stages. First comes recognition, then separation for growth, then alignment through truth. You are standing at the edge between growth and alignment now. Your soulmate is learning that distance did not protect them, it exposed what they were avoiding. They are also learning that love does not demand perfection, it demands presence. This message is for you because you are being prepared to receive truth without losing balance. Whether that truth arrives as conversation, clarity, or closure, it will meet you at your level of self-worth, not your old wounds. Listen to this, because love that is divinely guided never asks you to abandon yourself to receive it. Angelic guidance continues to surround this connection quietly, keeping things from moving prematurely while courage and honesty take shape. Don't scroll away now, because the calm you feel is not detachment, it is readiness. You are no longer asking, will this work? You are asking, does this align with who I've become? That question alone shows how much you've grown. Stay till the end, because this is the truth the universe wants you to hold gently. Your soulmate is staying away not because love is missing, but because love is demanding transformation. And transformation, when it's real, always takes a little time before it shows itself in action. Before you let your mind drift back into questions or assumptions, pause and feel this moment, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now more than ever. Something subtle but powerful has shifted again, and it explains why the distance still exists even though the love hasn't disappeared. Your soulmate is standing at a crossroads internally, a place where old versions of themselves can no longer survive, but the new version hasn't fully stepped forward yet. They are staying away not because they don't care, but because they finally understand the weight of caring. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because this phase is where soul connections either repeat old wounds or finally break the cycle. Your soulmate is realizing that loving you means choosing growth over comfort, truth over avoidance, and presence over fear. That realization is sobering. It forces them to look honestly at how they've handled love in the past, how they retreated when emotions became real, and how they confused distance with safety. Stay till the end, because this is the stage where the universe slows everything down on purpose. Rushing now would undo all the inner work that has been happening quietly. Your soulmate's pain has shifted again, from confusion into responsibility. They are no longer asking why this connection feels so intense. They are asking why they ran from something that felt so real. That question lingers heavily, especially in the quiet moments when no one else is around. Nights are still reflective for them, but now the reflections come with honesty instead of denial. They remember how being with you felt grounding instead of draining, how conversations flowed without effort, how your presence made them feel seen in ways they weren't prepared for. This message is for you because you've sensed this deepening even without words. You may feel calmer on the surface, yet more emotionally aware underneath, and that's because you are no longer fighting the process. Don't scroll away now, because divine timing is doing something important here. If angel numbers continue to appear, they may feel different now. Seeing 111 might come when you feel centered instead of anxious. Seeing 22 might show up when you're choosing balance over overthinking. Seeing 444 may appear as reassurance that you are protected even in stillness. These signs are not asking you to wait harder, they are asking you to trust deeper. Your soulmate is being asked to do the same, but their lesson is heavier because it involves accountability. They are recognizing that staying away didn't bring the relief they expected. It only made the truth louder. Silence did not quiet their heart, it amplified it. Listen to this carefully, because this is where many people misinterpret distance. Distance does not always mean rejection, sometimes it is restraint, the kind that prevents two people from coming together before they can do so without hurting each other. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have wondered if holding space was costing you too much emotionally. It wasn't. It was strengthening you. While your soulmate has been learning how to sit with discomfort without escaping, you have been learning how to stay open without abandoning yourself. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you release the need to control the outcome, the energetic dynamic between you continues to change. There is less pull, less tension, less emotional turbulence. That absence of pressure creates room for courage on their side. Your soulmate feels that you are no longer holding the connection together alone, and that realization removes the last place they could hide. When someone realizes they can no longer rely on your waiting, they are forced to decide who they want to be. Stay with this message, because divine timing does not reward impatience, it rewards readiness. Your soulmate is slowly accepting that loving you does not mean losing freedom, it means choosing integrity. That understanding takes time to integrate because it dismantles old narratives they lived by. They are learning that safety does not come from distance, it comes from honesty. This message is for you because you are being prepared to receive whatever comes next without losing your peace. You are no longer the version of yourself who needs constant reassurance to feel secure. You have learned how to trust your intuition, your worth, and divine order even in silence. Listen to this, because love that is divinely guided never asks you to shrink or chase. It arrives when both souls are capable of holding it responsibly. Angelic guidance is still surrounding this connection quietly, preventing premature action that would have repeated the same emotional patterns. Don't scroll away now, because the stillness you are experiencing is not stagnation, it is stabilization. Your soulmate is approaching a point where silence no longer feels aligned with who they are becoming, and when silence becomes heavier than truth, truth demands expression. Stay till the end, because this is the grounding truth the universe wants you to hold gently. This distance exists to protect what is real, not to destroy it. Nothing about this journey has been wasted. Every pause, every ache, every unanswered question has been shaping both of you into versions capable of meeting love with honesty instead of fear. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are not wrong for trusting what you feel. Take a breath, stay present in your own growth, and allow the universe to continue its work. When movement comes, it will come from clarity, not confusion, and from choice, not fear. Before you tell yourself that maybe this distance will last forever or that silence means the story is fading, pause and listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now more than you think. What is happening between you and your soulmate has reached a layer that most people never understand, the layer where love stops being emotional and starts becoming spiritual responsibility. They are still staying away, not because they stopped loving you, but because they finally understand how deeply they do. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because loving you has become something sacred to them, and sacred things are not approached casually. Your soulmate is now aware that stepping back into your life would require them to show up differently than they ever have before, and that realization carries weight. They are seeing clearly that love is not just a feeling, it is a decision, a presence, a consistency, and they are still preparing themselves internally to meet that standard. Stay till the end, because this phase explains why everything feels slower, quieter, yet more intense emotionally. The universe has intentionally slowed the pace so old patterns cannot sneak back in unnoticed. Your soulmate is reflecting deeply on their past choices, not just with you, but with love in general. They are recognizing a pattern of retreating when emotions became real, of choosing distance when vulnerability felt risky, and that pattern no longer sits comfortably with them. This message is for you because you've likely felt a subtle shift too. You may notice that you're not chasing clarity the way you once did. The urgency has softened into awareness. That doesn't mean you care less, it means you trust more. Don't scroll away now, because divine timing is actively recalibrating both of you. If angel numbers are still appearing, they may feel almost gentle now. Seeing 111 might happen when you feel centered, reminding you that a new cycle is being prepared. Seeing 222 may appear when you choose peace over overthinking, signaling balance returning. Seeing 444 may show up as reassurance that you are protected even when nothing is visibly moving. These signs are not asking you to wait harder, they are asking you to stay grounded. Your soulmate is learning a different lesson at the same time. They are realizing that staying away did not give them peace, it gave them perspective. Silence stripped away distractions and forced them to hear their own heart. Nights are still reflective, but now the reflections are honest instead of chaotic. They think about how being with you felt natural instead of forced, how your energy felt safe instead of draining, and how your presence challenged them to be real instead of guarded. Listen to this carefully, because this is important. They are no longer questioning whether they love you, they are questioning whether they are emotionally ready to honor that love without hurting you or themselves. That question takes courage to sit with. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have wondered if holding space meant putting your life on pause. It doesn't. You are not waiting, you are evolving. While your soulmate is learning how to dismantle fear, you are learning how to maintain peace without certainty. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you continue choosing self-respect, balance, and trust, the energetic dynamic between you keeps shifting. There is less pull, less tension, less emotional turbulence. That calmness creates space for truth to rise on their side. Your soulmate feels that you are no longer holding the connection together by force, and that realization removes the comfort of avoidance. When someone realizes you are no longer available for half-effort energetically, they are forced to confront their truth. Stay with this message, because divine timing is not about delay, it is about readiness. Your soulmate is approaching a point where staying away feels heavier than being honest. That is a critical moment. They are learning that love does not ask them to lose freedom, it asks them to choose integrity. That lesson cannot be rushed. Angelic guidance is still working quietly, rearranging inner dialogue, dissolving excuses, and aligning courage behind the scenes. Don't scroll away now, because this distance is not empty space, it is sacred space. It exists so that when movement comes, it comes cleanly, without confusion, without mixed signals, without repeating old wounds. This message is for you because you are being prepared to receive whatever comes next without losing yourself. You are no longer the version of yourself who would accept uncertainty at the cost of peace. You have learned boundaries, discernment, and trust in divine order. Listen to this, because love that is divinely guided never arrives to destabilize you. It arrives to meet your growth. Stay till the end, because this is the truth the universe wants you to hold gently. Your soulmate is staying away because they are learning how to love you in a way that is worthy of you. This distance is not rejection, it is preparation. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are not wrong for trusting what you feel. Take a breath, stay present in your life, and allow the universe to continue its work. When the next step comes, it will come from clarity, not fear, and from choice, not confusion. Before you assume this distance means you're being forgotten or slowly erased, stop for a moment and listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now in a deeper, steadier way than before. What is happening between you and your soulmate has moved into a phase where the universe is no longer testing emotions, it is testing truth. They are still staying away, not because their love weakened, but because it matured into something they can no longer treat casually. Loving you stopped being a feeling they could manage and became a responsibility they had to face. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because this is where many people misunderstand soul connections. Your soulmate is now fully aware that stepping toward you would require consistency, emotional honesty, and courage they have never practiced for long before. That awareness is heavy. It forces them to look at themselves without excuses. Stay till the end, because this phase explains why things feel quieter, slower, yet emotionally intense beneath the surface. The universe has slowed everything down so fear cannot hide behind momentum. Your soulmate is confronting the realization that love is not proven by intention alone, but by action, presence, and integrity. They are reflecting on moments where they chose distance instead of vulnerability, silence instead of clarity, and safety instead of truth, and that reflection hurts because it removes denial. This message is for you because you've been sensing a shift inside yourself as well. You may notice that you're no longer checking for signs out of anxiety. When signs appear now, they feel calm, almost expected. That's alignment settling in. Don't scroll away now, because divine timing is not pausing, it is stabilizing. If angel numbers continue to show up, they are arriving differently. Seeing 111 might come when you feel grounded, reminding you that a new chapter is forming energetically. Seeing 222 might appear when you choose balance over emotional spirals, signaling harmony restoring itself. Seeing 444 might show up as reassurance that you are protected even when nothing is visibly moving. These signs are not asking you to wait harder, they are asking you to trust deeper. Your soulmate is learning a parallel lesson, but from the other side. They are realizing that staying away did not protect them from pain, it only delayed truth. Silence stripped away distractions and forced them to sit with their feelings honestly. Nights are still reflective for them, but now those reflections are sober, not chaotic. They think about how being with you felt grounding instead of draining, how conversations flowed naturally, and how your presence made them feel emotionally seen rather than emotionally exposed. Listen to this carefully, because this is important. They are no longer questioning whether they love you, they are questioning whether they are ready to love you without running. That question takes courage to answer honestly. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have wondered if holding space meant you were stuck or putting your life on pause. You are not. You are evolving. While your soulmate is dismantling fear, you are learning how to stay open without self-abandonment. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you continue choosing peace, self-respect, and trust in divine order, the energetic dynamic between you continues to change. There is less pull, less emotional turbulence, less need to control outcomes. That calm removes the last place your soulmate could hide. When someone realizes you are no longer waiting from a place of lack, they are forced to confront their truth. Stay with this message, because divine timing does not reward urgency, it rewards readiness. Your soulmate is approaching a moment where staying away feels heavier than speaking honestly. That moment cannot be rushed. It must be chosen. Angelic guidance is still working quietly, rearranging thoughts, dissolving old narratives, and aligning courage behind the scenes. Don't scroll away now, because this distance is not empty space, it is sacred space. It exists so that when movement happens, it happens cleanly, without confusion, without mixed signals, without repeating old wounds. This message is for you because you are being prepared to receive whatever comes next without losing your balance. You are no longer the version of yourself who would accept uncertainty at the cost of peace. You have learned boundaries, discernment, and trust without guarantees. Listen to this, because love that is divinely guided never arrives to destabilize you. It arrives to meet the version of you who knows their worth. Stay till the end, because this is the truth the universe wants you to hold gently now. Your soulmate is staying away because they are learning how to love you in a way that does not break either of you. This distance is not rejection, it is refinement. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. And you are not wrong for trusting what you feel. Take a breath, stay present in your own life, and allow the universe to continue its work. When the next step comes, it will come from clarity, not fear, from choice, not confusion, and from a place where both souls are finally strong enough to meet love without running from it. Before you try to interpret the quiet or assume that nothing is changing, pause and really listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now in a deeper, steadier way than ever before. What you are standing in now is not uncertainty, it is the final stretch of inner alignment, and this is the part most people misunderstand because it doesn't come with noise or instant answers. Your soulmate is still staying away, but not out of fear alone anymore, and not out of confusion. They are staying away because they finally understand the weight of what loving you truly means, and that understanding has changed them at the core. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because love at this level stops being emotional and starts becoming a matter of integrity. Your soulmate has reached a place where they can no longer deny their feelings, but they also refuse to approach you half-healed, half-ready, or half-honest. That restraint is not avoidance, it is respect, even if it feels painful from the outside. Stay till the end, because this stage explains why the energy feels calm yet intense, quiet yet meaningful. The universe has slowed everything down to prevent a reunion that would collapse under unhealed patterns. Your soulmate is now fully aware that stepping toward you would require consistency, emotional courage, and a version of themselves they are still becoming. They are looking at their past behavior without excuses, seeing how they once equated distance with safety and silence with control. That realization is sobering. It hurts because it exposes the cost of running, not just from you, but from themselves. This message is for you because you have felt a parallel shift. You are no longer anxious in the same way. You are no longer chasing meaning in every sign. When signs appear now, they feel grounding instead of urgent. Don't scroll away now, because that is alignment settling into your nervous system. If angel numbers are still showing up, they are appearing as confirmation, not reassurance. Seeing 1. 11 When you feel centered is the universe acknowledging readiness. Seeing 2:22 When you choose peace over overthinking is harmony locking in. Seeing 4:44 When you feel steady is protection holding you in place while things align. Your soulmate is experiencing their own version of this grounding, but for them it comes with accountability. Silence has stripped away distractions. They can no longer pretend that staying away made things easier. It only made the truth clearer. Nights are no longer chaotic for them, they are reflective, almost quiet in a heavy way. They think about how your presence felt safe without being dull, how your love felt deep without being overwhelming, and how walking away didn't bring the relief they expected. Listen to this carefully, because this is important. They are no longer asking if they love you, they are asking if they are capable of loving you the way you deserve. That question changes everything. Your heart needs this reassurance because you may have worried that patience meant settling or putting your life on pause. It didn't. You have been growing into emotional sovereignty. You learned how to stay open without shrinking, how to trust without clinging, and how to love without abandoning yourself. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. As you stepped into peace, the energetic imbalance between you dissolved. There is no longer one soul holding the connection together while the other resists. There is reflection now. Your soulmate feels that you are no longer waiting from a place of lack, and that realization removes the last comfort of avoidance. When someone realizes you are no longer anchored to outcome, they must confront their truth honestly. Stay with this message, because divine timing is not about delay, it is about readiness meeting readiness. Your soulmate is approaching a point where staying away feels heavier than being truthful. That point cannot be forced. It must be chosen freely, or it will not last. Angelic guidance is still working quietly, aligning courage, words, and timing so that when expression comes, it comes cleanly, without confusion, without mixed signals, without old wounds bleeding into new beginnings. Don't scroll away now, because the calm you feel is not detachment, it is self-trust. You are no longer asking the universe to prove anything to you. You are allowing it to unfold. This message is for you because whatever comes next will meet you at the level of who you have become, not who you were when this journey began. Whether it brings conversation, reconciliation, or closure, it will not destabilize you. It will add clarity, not chaos. Listen to this as if the universe is speaking directly to your spirit. You were never forgotten, you were never ignored, and you were never wrong for trusting what you felt. This distance has not been about loss, it has been about refinement. Your soulmate is staying away because they are learning how to love without fear, without ego, and without running. And you are learning how to receive love without anxiety, without self-doubt, and without compromise. Stay till the end, because this is the truth that grounds everything. What is meant to move forward will move forward with intention, not pressure. What is meant to speak will speak with honesty, not confusion. And what is meant to align will do so when both souls are strong enough to meet love without breaking it. Take a breath. Stay present in your life. Trust the growth you've earned. The universe is still working, and when the next step comes, it will feel steady, clear, and unmistakably right. Before you let your mind wander or try to predict what will happen next, pause right here and listen, because this message is for you and your heart needs this right now in a way that goes deeper than logic. What you are standing in is not confusion anymore, it is completion, alignment, and truth settling into place, even if the outer world hasn't caught up yet. The universe does not take souls through this many layers without purpose, and nothing about this connection has been accidental. Your soulmate staying away was never about lack of love, it was about love demanding transformation. Don't scroll, listen to this carefully, because this is the moment where everything you felt begins to make sense. The distance, the silence, the emotional waves, the signs, the waiting, all of it was shaping both of you into people who could finally meet love without fear destroying it. Your soulmate has reached the end of resistance. Not because they were forced, but because the truth became impossible to ignore. The love they feel for you is no longer something they can compartmentalize, distract themselves from, or postpone indefinitely. It has matured into awareness, responsibility, and choice. Stay till the end, because this is where the universe closes a karmic chapter and opens an aligned one. Your soulmate now understands that loving you is not about intensity alone, it is about consistency, presence, honesty, and courage. They see clearly that staying away did not protect them from pain, it taught them what mattered. Silence stripped away illusions. Distance exposed truth. They now know that walking away from you meant walking away from a version of themselves that felt alive, authentic, and emotionally awake. This message is for you because you have reached a different place too. You are no longer holding your breath. You are no longer begging the universe for signs or reassurance. You are standing in quiet strength, grounded in your worth, trusting divine order even without timelines. Don't scroll away now, because this is the confirmation your spirit has been waiting for. The angel numbers that once showed up to comfort you now appear to affirm alignment. Seeing 111 now is not about wishing, it is about readiness. Seeing 22 is balance restored where imbalance once lived. Seeing 444 is protection, proof that you were never alone in this process. Your soulmate feels this shift. They feel that you are no longer waiting from a place of lack, and that realization changes everything. When someone realizes they no longer have unlimited access to your patience, truth becomes unavoidable. Listen to this carefully, because this is important. Whatever comes next will not come from desperation, fear, or confusion. It will come from clarity and choice. That is the gift of divine timing. Your soulmate is now standing at a point where silence feels heavier than honesty. They are no longer asking if they love you, they are asking who they must become to love you without breaking what is sacred. That question is the doorway to real movement. Your heart needs this reassurance because you carried this journey with grace. You did not collapse into bitterness. You did not abandon yourself. You learned boundaries, discernment, patience, and trust without guarantees. You learned how to love without shrinking. You learned how to wait without losing yourself. That growth is why you are ready now, no matter what form the truth arrives in. Don't scroll, because this next part matters deeply. Whether your soulmate steps forward with words, whether the universe brings a moment of closure, or whether alignment redirects you towards something even greater, it will meet you at your level of growth, not your old wounds. You are no longer the version of yourself who needed answers to feel safe. You are the version who trusts God's timing even when the path unfolds slowly. Listen to this as if God Himself is speaking directly to your spirit right now. I was never punishing you. I was preparing you. I was removing what could not meet your depth. I was strengthening your heart so you would never accept love that required self-betrayal. I was teaching you that what is meant for you will not need chasing, forcing, or suffering to stay. Angelic guidance has surrounded you through every phase of this journey, protecting you from premature connection that would have repeated old pain. The pauses were not denials. The silence was not abandonment. It was refinement. Your soulmate has been refined too, through pain, reflection, awakening, and accountability. Both of you have been changed by this connection, whether paths reunite or release. Don't scroll away now, because this is where peace replaces anxiety. You no longer need to analyze every sign or interpret every feeling. What is meant to reach you will reach you naturally. What is meant to speak will speak clearly. What is meant to stay will stay without fear. And what is meant to leave will do so without breaking you. Stay with this truth: you are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you were never wrong for trusting what you felt. This journey did not weaken you, it fortified you. It taught you faith without proof and love without control. Take a deep breath right now and let that settle. And if this message resonated with your soul, if you felt calm instead of anxious, seen instead of confused, then respond with faith. Comment something meaningful, even if it's just, "I trust," or "I receive," because acknowledgement seals alignment. And stay connected, subscribe, because this is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of peace, clarity, and divine alignment, and the universe is not done speaking to you yet.